Every creator wants to make professional content without getting lost in the cables, the software, the hardware, all of that. So today I'm going to share my personal toolkit that I use to create content not only for me, but for clients. This is the gear that helps me create faster, easier, with no stress. All right, let's jump into it. I'll be breaking this down in 5 sections. Section 1, camera gear. Section 2, audio. Section 3, lighting. Section 4, my favorite pretty much, which is workflow and organization. And Section 5, software. Let's start with Section 1. I shoot with the Sony a7 IV. I don't want to get too technical here, but it's a great camera that allows you to shoot great video and it takes amazing pictures. It's, to me, the ultimate hybrid camera. And hybrid meaning that it does great for video and great for photos. So that's what it means. It doesn't mean that it's genetically modified. For most of my client work, I use the 50mm f1.4 lens for that crispy bokeh, which is blurry background. And it gives me a nice cinematic look that I just love. I just love a 50mm at f1.4 on my Sony a7 IV. It just looks great. But if you're ever shooting in a tight space, 50mm might be a little too tight and you might not be able to get any background separation. So I would recommend getting something like a 20mm or my recent favorite lens, a 40mm f2.5 Viltrox lens. It's a pretty dope lens. Be sure to get the right tool for the job. So if you're shooting only video, maybe the Sony a7 IV might not be the option for you because the Sony a7 IV is ultimately a hybrid camera. It shoots photo and video. Yes, you can record videos with it and just use it as that. But if you're just doing that, you might as well just get a camera that does better at video by itself, like the Sony FX3 or the FX30. So whatever your budget is, find what works for you, and pretty sure there's a camera or tool for that. Let's move on to section number 2, audio. I'm going to say it like this. You can have the best 4K, 8K video out there. You can have Steven Spielberg co-directing your YouTube video. But if the audio is bad, it's a horrible video. Like point blank period. Like you cannot have an amazing video with bad audio. It just doesn't work. So audio to me is paramount. I normally shoot content for clients that are just one person and one camera. And if I'm doing that, I'll use a tool like the Rode Streamer X. The Rode Streamer X allows me to connect one XLR microphone, like a podcast mic or a boom microphone, and it allows me to connect one camera input. I'm actually using the Rode Streamer X right now for this setup. All right, so this is the Rode Streamer X right here. Let me actually give y'all a top-down view. All right, so this is how I plug in the XLR cable, and that's how I plug in the HDMI cable. The HDMI cable goes directly into my Sony a7 IV, so it goes in right there. But what if you have 2 people? That's when I'll look into other devices like the Rodecaster Video, which allows you to connect 2 microphones and 4 cameras into it. So instead of it being 1 camera, like the Rode Streamer X, it allows you to connect 4. But there are some stipulations there because the Rode Streamer X is a 4K video capture card, and the Rodecaster Pro does not do 4K, it's just 1080. So do your research and figure out what works best for you. All right, let's move on to section number 3, lighting. So right now I have a 150 watt light right here, lighting me from the side, like kind of like on the side. And I have a 120 watt light behind me, just kind of filling in, just as a fill light, filling in the back. And I think having just one light is fine. Like, let's see how that looks with one light. I like this setup, but actually, I like it. This looks pretty good. But I like having the fill light in the back. Looks pretty decent. Might have to test this out. Maybe. Who knows? But having just one light is plenty. Looks good. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Should we do the Gil After Hours podcast with a dark setup like this? Maybe, maybe not. Check me out in the comments down below. All right, let's continue with the video. I'm going to turn the lights back on now. I might dim that light in the back a bit. All right, we're back, and that's the section on lighting. Let's get on to the next section, which is my favorite section. Workflow and organization. Like, workflow is everything. It's probably the most important part I can't stress this. You do not just say yes to a client gig and not know how you're going to go about it. You have to have a general idea of where things are going to be placed. So I use a program that I've been playing around with called Set A Light 3D, which helps you pre-visualize. I think they call it pre-vis, but it's a pre-visualization software that you can play around in a 3D environment. You can put lights, you can put cameras, different lenses, and just test stuff out just to see how it'll look. And it's phenomenal. So I do that. I have a system to where it just helps me see how things are going to look and feel. And that's like the pre-workflow. But after I film an entire day of client work or podcast, whatever the case is, I upload all the footage to a hard drive. I organize them. You know, if it's BTS folder, if it's whatever folder, I use tags. I love Apple's tags. Like Apple macOS has this tagging system that you can color coordinate, and it's so cool. So right now we're in a folder, and this is from one of our photo walks. So just by looking at the folder itself and all the tags, I can tell which video is which. So when I start a project, I will basically color coordinate the people in the video. So I know that the pink tag is going to be Kamal's daughter. So if I click here, it's going to be her. And if I click on this one, the red, I know that's going to be Juan. And the blue one is going to be Kamal. And the green one is going to be Jake. So it's going to be 3 people in this video. So there's Kamal. He's the blue tag, Juan's the red, and Jake. So those are the 3 people. And I know this one is going to be a green tag. It's going to be Jake. So there's Jake. So I know this one is going to be Kamal and his daughter. So there's his daughter there. And there's Kamal. There we go.
Bro, tell us, are you?
It's super easy. And the gray tag is just miscellaneous. So it could be like a stranger standing there. So a dog, a dire wolf. Look at that dire wolf. Yeah, that's how I use tags. It's great. I use it all the time. Let's get on to the next section. So as far as editing, I use Final Cut Pro. I know. Somebody would say Final Cut Pro sucks, it's not professional. If you can fulfill a service or a task for somebody, it's professional. And if you can use it and you learn how to use it and you master it, it's professional. So when people tell me that I have to learn how to use Premiere or DaVinci, it's fine. My clients don't care if I edited on DaVinci Resolve or some new app from, I don't know, from anywhere, from Sweden.
Take that, Sweden!
They just like the results that they get. They're paying for Gil's expertise. Your clients don't know you're using DaVinci Resolve 20.2 with the new AI feature. They know that they saw your social media feed and you were creating some dope content and they want that. That's it. So I use Final Cut Pro. It's great. It's good. I use it all the time. And that's what I'm going to be using forever until, I don't know, until I get bored or I want to move on to something else. As far as other softwares that I use Adobe Enhanced Speech Tool. It's great. I have been using it for a long time and it has gotten better and better and better. It's phenomenal. It has so many new features. It just makes editing podcasts or audio in general super easy. So when Adobe Speech Enhanced Tool doesn't work for me, I use another tool called Auphonic. Auphonic is another hidden gem. It's something that I use all the time. It's so dope. It's so dope. So Auphonic has this dope feature called multi-track editing. So if you record a podcast with more than one person, you're able to take each of their audio files, each track, and edit them individually. So if you have a podcast with 4 or 5 people, you can put each of those audio tracks into Auphonic and it will edit the audio and make them in sync. It'll also clean up the audio. Once it'll do like auto ducking, but make it super good. It'll just clean everything out. It just sounds amazing, and it saves me a lot of time. All right, those are my favorite tools. Those tools don't only help me make my video production look good, sound good, they also free me up of time. So I'm not spending time in this office or somewhere else editing knee deep. I'm watching TV with my wife, catching up on Gilmore Girls or Grey's Anatomy. Like, those are the things that I want to do. That's what I love to do. That's what I like to do. And the gear and the systems and processes that I spoke about today allow me to do that. Remember, it's not about having the most expensive setup. It's about having the setup that works for you. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please, for me, like, subscribe, and share it with somebody. Peace.